Let's see how to write a program to print the given pattern using two-dimensional arrays. If you look at the question, we can see we have to print asterisks in 5 rows and 5 columns. So I am going to use two index variables, one for row and one for column. So I is a variable that I am going to use for number of rows starting from 0 to 4, j for number of columns. When we want to print one asterisk in the first row, j value is 1 and I value is 0. So we have to design a program so that the terminating condition for j is satisfying the condition given in the example shown here. So let's start coding the program. For int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. This is outermost for loop and innermost for loop in another index variable j for column, j equal to 0, j less than. Now the number of column that we want is, for j is 1. When I value is 0, j is 1. When I value is 1, j is 2. So let's terminate the column for I plus 1, j plus plus. Printf, I print the asterisk. So after printing the asterisk in the column, after coming for the second row, we need to come to the new line character. So we give a backslash n. So whenever you want to print a data in a two-dimensional form, we have to terminating the innermost for loop with the backslash n. So let's run the program and see. Yes, we got the output as shown in the question. Now, since we have a single statement after the innermost for loop, these brackets are not mandated. So without these inner brackets also, a program will give the same output. So we got the output as shown in the question. Now let us also see what output we are going to get when the value is replaced by the value of I and j. So I want to print the value of I %g, comma I. So let's see what output we are going to get to understand the two-dimensional arrays. So look at the output what you are getting here. So we have the I value is 0 initially. When I enter into the loop, I is 0, j is 0. When j is 0, I becomes 1. Here I value is 1. So we terminate in the loop, the innermost for loop for the value of I plus 1 as done in the previous question. Now the value of I is printed here as 0. Second time when you enter the loop, the value of I is again printed. The value of I is 1 and that is printed 2 times. When you go for the third time, I value is incremented to 2 and that is printed 3 times. This is how this particular pattern numbers are printed when you move the value of I. Similarly, let us change the value to j and see what value. So you must have predicted now what is the answer. So what is the value of j in the innermost for loop? J is 0, 0 printed 1, j becomes 1. So the value of j is printed the number of times you iterate the loop. So 0, the value of j is 0 in the innermost loop. And again when you go for the loop for the second time, j value is 0 initially and j becomes 1 for the second time. So the value of j's are printed as shown in the output. Thank you.